Hi guys, it's me, Dani. I've been thinking about something for the past couple months, honestly, and it's been kind of life-changing for me, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So my friend was over last night and she was telling me about how in her life, she just wanted it to go differently and she kind of wishes she was somewhere else in her life right now, and she feels like she's had so many bad days recently, her life just kind of sucks right now and she's very down in general. And I told her this thing that I've been thinking of, how you can either see your life as a bad life, I'm having a really hard time right now, or you can just see it as a bad day and then tomorrow could be good or bad or whatever. And it's something I've been thinking for a while, because I always used to do this thing where if I felt sad, I would apply it to my entire week or month, and it was I'm having a really hard time right now. I would always say that to Emin and he would be like, Dani, yeah, you're having a bad day, but your life isn't bad. You were happy a week ago. You're not necessarily having a hard time right now. And I was like, that's interesting. Sometimes, yeah, if your freaking family member dies or something, yeah, that makes sense. You'd have a really hard time in life. But in terms of just regular life and normal issues that come and go, mental health problems, career stuff, whatever, things are constantly going up and down. Even in the span of a day, you can have a horrible morning and a great evening, And so the tendency to kind of label an entire life as bad or an entire time period as not good, I think is a little bit harmful to your mental health. And what I mean by that is that you can see things whatever way you want to see it. And this is kind of where my radical acceptance thing that my therapist taught me comes in. He always talked about how if someone hurts me, I can either view it as them trying to hurt me, or I can view it as me just feeling hurt by something that somebody else did. And it kind of removes the responsibility from anybody, and it just attributes the feelings to feelings. Does that make sense? So it's not oh, this person hurt me, this person is a jerk, this person should have done better. It's oh, I'm feeling a lot of hurt right now. I should probably figure this out and talk to this person and fix our relationship or cut them out of my life or whatever. And there's not this vindictive, angry view of the world. And the same goes for what I was talking about with my friend. When bad stuff in life happens, you can either view it as, oh, everything bad is happening to me, my life is so bad, everything is so terrible, or you can view it as, oh, I had a bad day today, I'm gonna try again tomorrow. And even if you have 100 bad days, right? Even if your entire year has been horrible, you still don't have to view it as a bad life. And I know that that's hard. It's definitely a lot easier said than done. But if everybody could get to a point in life where they're just oh yeah, I had a bad morning, or I had a bad night, but tomorrow might be better. And if every night you went to sleep thinking, okay, whatever happened today is irrelevant, it's over, it already happened, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, I feel we would be a lot happier, as humans. I feel there's this tendency to lean into your sadness a lot and to lean into your mental health issues, because for so long, mental health issues were just completely ignored and nobody wanted to talk about it. So nowadays in 2021, oh wait, it's 2022. Nowadays in 2022, everybody's we have to talk about this. My mental health is really bad. Everything is bad. I need to be sad. I need to express my feelings. I need to feel this right this second. My trauma is ruining my life. You guys see that stuff on social media all the time. So do I. I'm even, responsible of doing that for sure. And people kind of started even hating on positivity, toxic positivity, and don't be so happy all the time. I'm sad and just let me be sad. So there's definitely some truth to that movement. I'm definitely not saying that's wrong, but I think the goal should just be to have some kind of middle ground between that, right? And there's nothing wrong with kind of just putting your feelings away and saying, okay, I'm gonna deal with that later, as long as you're still taking care of yourself. And that's, again, kind of goes back to my thing of, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. Because if you're just constantly living in your sadness and your issues all the time, yeah, it could be a bad life. And you could definitely see it as that. Or you can just see it as, I'm really struggling right now and I'm gonna deal with my feelings and whatever, but I still have a chance to make it better. And also, let's go beyond that. What even is the definition of a bad day? If you were sad that day, if you were angry that day, is it a bad day? Do you have to call it a bad day? Do you have to call it a bad morning if you woke up in a bad mood? I'm not saying everything has to be perfect all the time, but you could also just see it as a mood. You could see it as neutral. You could see it as you felt something, somebody hurt you, you yelled, you screamed, you cried, whatever it was. you can see those things, but you don't have to label them as good or bad. I feel like the good emotions are like happiness and euphoria and joy and love and forgiveness or whatever that means. And then all the bad feelings are like anger, sadness, jealousy. Like, it's like all that stuff is labeled as good or bad. And I understand why some things are labeled as bad, but you also don't have to do that. It doesn't have to feel good, but it doesn't have to be bad. It can just be, I felt this way today. Today, I had a shitty time, you know? I spent the whole day in bed and it didn't feel very good. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to do better. And if the next day you still don't do better, you just keep going. Because I always tell Emin this, like, what the hell else are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna give up? No, you're not gonna give up. You're not gonna die, right? You're just gonna keep living. So your options are to keep living and to not try and to just say that you have a bad life and everything sucks and that's it, because that's what I always used to do. Or you can say, okay, I'm gonna keep trying tomorrow and I'm gonna keep trying to get better. And I'm not gonna get so down on myself if I fail. And if I miss the mark, and maybe today I didn't do some crazy self-improvement thing and, oh, I spent the whole day in bed, I'm a horrible person. Like, you don't have to feel so bad about yourself because there's not this expectation. And that all just goes back to my acceptance thing. Like, you don't have expectations of what your life is supposed to be, or who you should be, who other people should be, where you should be in your life. Like, I'm gonna look at everybody else who is 21 years old and has a savings account or a perfect relationship or whatever, and I'm gonna feel bad about myself because I don't have a savings account and I don't have a perfect relationship, right? Like, that's the tendency. That's what everybody does. That's what I do every single day. I look at other girls' bodies and I'm like, I wish I looked like that, you know? And it makes me feel bad about myself. But if I break it down, like, I'm only feeling bad about myself because of the comparison. If the comparison wasn't there, if I didn't know that other people existed, I wouldn't feel bad about myself because I would just be. And that's it. So if you just stop expecting everything to be a certain way, you won't be let down as much. And I think you'll appreciate life more, because it's not gonna be like, oh, I was so sad today, it was a horrible day. It could be like, oh, I had a very transformative day actually. I cried the whole day and I actually feel a lot better tonight. There's always a way that you can spin things, not necessarily to be positive, but just to not be so sad all the time. And when I started thinking like that and trying to complain less, I just noticed a huge shift in my life and my mindset. So yeah, if you guys are feeling like shit all the time, maybe this will help you, maybe it won't, I don't know. But I've just been thinking about it a lot and I hope that you guys understand what I'm saying. Before I go, I have a sweatshirt that I made and it's my merch and it's almost sold out. There's literally 10 size smalls left. Like, there's very few unisex size smalls left. It's sold out in every other size. So I wanna make a new hoodie. I might wanna restock this one, I'm not sure, but these size smalls are just hanging on by a thread. So go to the link in my description and check out this hoodie. And if you're a unisex size small, which is kind of just like a men's size small, it's like a bigger women's size small, go to the description and check it out. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my rambling. Goodbye.